clicky clock goes tick tock. Freezing time as it rides down your block. Cause it's timeless. Cause it's timeless.
What up, guys? This is the Timeless Podcast. We're back at it again with another episode with myself, Nair, Denny, and Meldon. Today we got a special guest, George Fant. Pretty sure most of y'all know him, but Denny, introduce him a little bit.
Today we got, like you said, we got George, longtime friend, went to school together. A lot of y'all know him here in the community playing basketball, going on into the NFL, but mainly basketball, and that's what most of y'all know him by. He's a great dude, humble, close to the community.
Appreciate that, brother.
You living out there now, or?
Yeah. So I live in Seattle throughout the season, but I just recently bought a house here in Kentucky in Bowling Green, so
Congrats.
right outside of Bowling Green. So I'm here in all season and anytime I'm not there. So
I think the first thing we're going to talk about a little bit is going to be his background was in basketball, growing up and through high school and middle school. But then you had a little funny story before we started here about him playing football in high school. So if you want to describe that a little bit.
From what I was told, he was out on the senior year. He was out on the football field. He wasn't supposed to be there. We'll let him elaborate on that.
Yeah, man. So senior year, man, I was already already feeling good offers, Big Ten, SEC, all that stuff. I was just getting ready to see what I was gonna do.
Yep.
Awesomely, I was gonna go to Western, but I just wanted to see what I could get. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, somebody talked me into going out in the field, so I'm out there. First off, I'm out there and it's I wear a size 15 shoe. I'm in size 12 cleats. They had no cleats that fit me. They had no pads, none of that stuff that fit me. So I'm out there, man. I'm getting halfway through the practice, and I didn't tell my parents that I was coming out there.
Yeah.
I didn't tell anybody. I just went out there for practice. So halfway through the practice, I just see my mom's minivan coming down the hill. No crowd though. It's here driving down the hill. And the way Central's field was set up, you can go, you can if you wanted to, you can drive on the field if you wanted to.
Yeah.
My mom drove on the field, in this minivan, opened the door and was get in, take that stuff off and get in. And Pastor Ayers was the coach at the time. And he was like, Miss Fant, I talked to God, and God said, God said he should be playing. My mom said, I don't give a hell what God said. Get him off this field. But yeah, bro, it's so funny. But me and my mom talk about it all the time, and it came full circle. It's funny because Pastor Ayers knew what he was talking about. I guess God did tell me I should be out there, man. But at the end of the day, man, it happened. It worked out for me, and I'm enjoying playing now.
Did you ever think in a million years that you'd be playing football?
Bro, I hated football, bro.
Really?
Didn't want to watch it. Didn't want to play it. None of that, bro. I was a big basketball fan. That was me, bro. Anything with basketball, I was with it.
How did that transition happen, though, between basketball to football?
So, finished up my fourth year of college basketball. And I don't know if you're familiar with the NCAA ruling. Is you have 5 years to play for. You have 5 years eligibility to play for, not pending any injuries that you can maybe get another year back from whatever that is. But I did my 4 years of college basketball, and then I had a couple of teams that approached my college basketball coach about me playing football, and I didn't even really think about it. But then pretty much my dad and another former Hilltopper, Tyler Higbee and Devin Scott, those kind of convinced me to go out there and practice it and try it. And then from there, man, Coach Brom just kind of took me under his wing when he was there, kind of teaching me different positions. And then I didn't really play much, but they taught me a lot. And then Seattle picked me up in a free agency, and then I've been there ever since.
Did you ever try after those 4 years? Was the NBA in your head? Or did you just because I know you were up there.
Yeah, nah, it would have been tough. I know, being honest with myself, it would have been tough to get in. I had a couple different options and opportunities, but it was more for me, the way I felt about it was more favors. I had some people in the league that was going to do me a favor to give me a workout, and I didn't want to do that, man. It was just I'd rather just give this a shot and walk out on faith, and just I know my work ethic will show. So I knew that was going to show first off. So
do you think playing basketball in college kind of helped out with all that?
Yeah, man. I think a lot of basketball players, not a lot, because you have to be like a different kind of basketball player. You have to be, there's a certain kind of basketball player that can make that transition. But, yeah, it does, man. I kind of like my rookie year, that's how they kind of taught me. They was just like, man, think about like you playing defense. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're blocking, you stand in
Move
front.
side to side, yeah.
Right, exactly. So, yeah,
They made
man,
you-
basketball helped out a lot.
They made you put on a lot of weight, didn't they? When you got in the NFL?
What'd they feed you?
I fed myself, bro. You know what's funny?
What's
Y'all-
up?
all right, bro. I'm gonna keep it 100. This is nobody know this, but y'all, bro. I drank Corona, Bud Light, no crap, bro. I swear,
Got all
bro.
the cars.
Bro, I was just drinking. I was just
Like,
drinking when I
after-
switched to football.
After like Western or before
Like
Western
this is
football?
that 5th year when I switched from basketball to football.
Yeah.
And like I used to hang out with all the football players then at this point, and all they would do like just, like, drink and just hang around. So I was like, all right, cool. Like I
And-
gained like 30 pounds like in the first month.
Did you just play just because you didn't have anything to do after basketball, or did you like actually
No,
think
I had
about
contracts. I had contracts overseas that I could have signed, man. Like,
Basketball?
That was the rough part coming in. Like, yeah, in basketball. I had like after that 4th year of college, I had money on the table that was like just sitting there,
Yeah.
and I'm like at Western starving pretty much. Like pretty
it?
much.
So what
bro,
made
like,
you what made you do the decision like, hey, I'm gonna leave this box?
It's a walk of faith, man. You don't know. Like I don't know. It could have been bad. I could have got hurt right away. Like
Yeah.
now I don't have any overseas. Now I don't have anything. Now I'm hurt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a walk of faith, man. I just
Were your basketball coaches kind of tripping over it, or
nobody said it to my face, but you know, and
You heard
a lot
some
of people can attest to this, but
Yeah.
it was a lot of people that doubted me. Like,
Yeah.
like what the hell is he thinking,
Which-
bro? Like, he can't play football. He's never played. Why would he? You know what I mean? A lot of people felt that way, but
I mean, when you were playing football, did you start off at the position right now, or did they have you at receiver? Where they have you
I was at tight end.
You were tight end,
I
that's
was
right, yeah.
away. That didn't work out right away because I was the person in front of me was a potential first, second round pick, Tyler
Mm-hmm.
Higbee. So I wasn't getting snaps there. They were just putting me in different positions. Like I actually for my pro day did every position. Like
Yeah.
I did like offensive lineman, I did linebacker, I did D line, I did all that stuff.
Whatever
Like,
works.
tight end, yeah, I did it all.
Very, very coachable, I say.
Yeah, for sure,
It's
bro.
been you.
And like I tell people, just like the work ethic is, one thing I really want to show. Like I didn't really care. Like I didn't care like if the technique was there yet, but
You gonna
like
put in
being
the
able to
work.
pick
yeah.
up on it and work hard at stuff. That was the main thing.
So like after your main workout, how many teams contacted you?
Every team.
Every team,
Every
all
NFL
every team.
I
Damn.
pro day. I talked to every team.
That's dope.
Did they?
I had an offer from every team after pro day.
Damn.
What kind of made you settle with the Seahawks?
Bro, like I trusted my agent so much. Like he's from here. My agent is from Bowling Green.
Yeah.
Somebody I grew up with. I trusted him so much. I was like, bro, like you make the decision. Like, you know this field, you know the team that needs me. So
Speaking to the mic.
my bad. I was like, yeah, you make the decision. You know the team that needs me. You know the field. And he called me. He was like, hey, you going to Seattle? I was like, all right, let's go, bro. That was it, bro. Like,
On the
I didn't know where
plane.
they was even at, bro. Seattle, like I've heard of it. But I didn't know where it was at.
Weren't they at that time kind of big?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was maybe a season or two after they went to the Super Bowl and they
They
had the
was
whole
just
fuck
coming
up.
out the playoffs again.
Yeah.
I remember, like they was just coming out the playoffs.
What was that feeling like? Like when you knew, like,
when did it hit you? That
like
you were
I'm going to the NFL. Like,
Bro,
growing up, you really you always worked hard.
yeah.
You didn't have much. You was always close with
Yeah.
everybody. Humble dude. And then when did it hit you? Be like, yo, this is life changing.
The day I made the team.
Yeah.
The day I made the team, bro. Like that was crazy. It was that experience, man. Like it's one of those like, man, I did it. Like, but it wasn't like I'm gonna ease up now. Like
Yes.
it was like, man, I did it. I can't believe I made this happen. Like people were like really like he'll be lucky to make the practice team.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like he's an experience.
Did you have any
Yeah.
doubts like during like the not like the preseason stuff, like the summer tryouts, summer workout stuff with the Seahawks?
My first preseason game.
Yeah.
I was like, this might not be for me, man. this ain't it, bro.
Oh, these
Like,
dudes are fucking big.
bro, this ain't it. Like, I'm about to lose like 20 pounds and go play like in
Overseas.
Well, the opposite before.
Hungary or something. Like, I don't know where, bro. But I'm gonna go somewhere and play. Like, but yeah, bro, that first preseason game, bro, like it was rough, man. Like it was my first game at tackle, like my first real game at football ever. Like,
Yeah.
really playing the game, bro.
what kept you motivated? Like, what kept you going? Is there anything in particular?
I mean, like I said, bro, I just enjoy the work. I enjoy like the grind. But at this point in time, I was just had my first child.
Yeah.
Like, I just had my first son, like, you know, and then I was just married. I was recently married, right? So I was just working, bro. Like, it didn't even matter. Like, I didn't even care about anything else, but just I didn't even care about making the team at that time. I was just like work. Like, it didn't matter. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I would get there early and I would stay late. Like, I would stay on the field, talk to different coaches and stuff like that, bro. And that stuff just worked out for me. Like, they didn't expect me to be like to break out as fast as I did.
Yeah.
They expected to have me on practice squad for a year and then
Kind of transition into it slowly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hide me for a little bit, then 2 years later, like, pull me up, and then, you know what I mean? Like,
so how long was it before you signed your first contract?
I signed my first contract the day I got picked up by them.
Oh, really? The first day they didn't have you
Yeah.
try out stuff with the team.
Nah, yeah, I signed the deal that day.
Was that your initial like big contract, or was that just
That
kind of like a
was-
smaller one? Like,
I mean, you say it's big, like
I mean, your first.
you can look it up. Like
Yeah,
you can,
yeah.
I'll say the numbers, but you can look it
Yeah.
up. So I'm not trying to like.
Yeah,
flex
we don't
or
need
anything,
that.
Nah.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that was my first.
But
Deal.
I guess the
But none
contract
of that
kind of
was
secured
guaranteed.
your
None of that was
the
guaranteed.
secure contract, the one that kind of let you know like, all right, I'm in this
Guaranteed,
shit.
Not there yet.
Yeah,
Not there yet. I'm hoping to get there after this season.
Yeah, good luck, man. I hope.
Yeah, man. Appreciate that.
I think you got it, bro.
Hey,
All
hopefully.
good.
And kind of was when you came to Seattle, was there any players or any coaches that kind of took you under their wing that kind of helped you transition in from that big step in your life?
A couple coaches, but player-wise, in my offensive line room, we were really young, not a lot of experience, so no one really like kind of took me under their wing as far as that way. But as far as like just learning the game and just like being able to talk to different people, Jimmy Graham was low key kind of huge for me, like because he did the same thing I did. Like he went from basketball to football. He played in Miami for 4 years college basketball.
Yeah.
Then he switched to football. So you know, talking to him kind of like it helped me a lot. But then yeah, some of the coaches for sure, like they worked with me, bro. And they didn't have to, you know. So
Yeah.
that helped out a lot.
And I know you said when you got there you had your first child. Now, how many kids you got?
I'm going on 3, man.
3.
Yeah.
Congrats, man.
3
but,
kids, 4 years in the league.
How does that feel to become a father, man? Because I know it changes the whole
Yeah, life changing.
life changing,
Life
man.
changing, man. And I got the coolest kids, so like,
Facts.
they're like yin and yang,
Facts.
bro.
Do they sit there and watch the Seattle games and be like,
My oldest, he'll watch. My youngest, bro, he's like the opposite of my oldest. Bro, they are wild, but they're good kids, though, man. So it's
They're full of energy too,
Yeah.
man. It's
it's fun, man. It's always fun with them.
Yeah.
yeah?
And now I'm having my only little girl. Well, not my first, my only little girl.
Oh, yeah,
No
man.
more. You said
No more.
At
This
3?
is it.
3 is it.
Count it down.
Chaz, if you watch this is it. I'm done. No more kids.
And 2 more gonna come on the way. And I don't know if you want to talk about it a little bit, but I know spending habits, man. Because like
Yes.
looking at you and your Instagram, I mean, you can tell a difference between somebody else. Like I go and look at some other rookies or whatever that signed a deal, and you see AP watches, you see Lambos, Bentleys.
Right.
Like what keeps you like the
Grounded.
spinning habit? What keeps you
Yeah.
grounded? Because like
I'm not gonna say, you know, I'm not perfect. I mean, I definitely,
you splurge,
every now and then
yeah.
I splurge.
Reward
I mean
yourself,
everybody
yeah,
rewards
For
themselves,
sure.
but
yeah, I reward myself. Funny story, like one guy taught me, like, this dude, not gonna say his name. I'm just gonna say a horrible player. But
Go ahead.
But yeah, this guy, bro, in the league, been playing a long time. Not a really good player, but he just been sticking around. And he was like, bro, like, no matter what, like after every season, like pay yourself first. You know what I mean, because you stacking your money away, like throughout the year. You're really not being able. You're not going anywhere. Like you can't go on vacation. You can't spend your money too much, like clothes and jewelry, like maybe. But like take care of yourself first, bro. Like, cause you're pretty much on for like 20-something weeks straight. Like you don't really get anything you want. Like I don't care if it's a vacation. Just something like maybe like a nice bag or something nice, and like, just something to pay yourself first. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he kind of taught me that, and then after that, bro, like, it was just like you know, I do more for my kids, or like sometimes I do something for my mom or dad or something like that. But different guys do different things. You know what I mean? Like some guys, they grew up, never had anything. They don't know how to. They don't understand. They don't understand their money. They don't have financial literacy. Like they don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like they just don't even like get it. They just.
Sometimes it's hard coming from a family like.
Yeah,
if
you don't know any
none.
better. You don't know any better. That's all you've ever seen. Like you get it, you spend it. You get it, you spend it. You know what I mean? So.
What's the first purchase you bought? Like something,
first
something
purchase.
nice, like something that you like. Damn.
My first purchase that was, my wife's truck. It was like my first purchase. I was like, man, I just bought something that was pretty expensive.
So you say you were married. Would you say your wife has been a key reason to all your success and remaining grounded in all this?
Yeah, man. My wife, really good. Like, if you don't know her, formerly Chastity Gooch. She played at Western as well. Highly recruited athlete coming out of high school. Just a good person, you know. So she was you know, I got injured pretty early in my career.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, like I said, she was there for me. You know, do everything. Wouldn't let me lose. Just kept pushing me. And she's still that way to this day. You know what I mean? Anything I do. So, yeah, huge shout out to Chaz and my wife. And yeah.
Speaking of that injury, you started rolling. I think you got that starting position,
right?
And then you were rolling, and then that big day happened where you got injured. Was that what was your mind going through when that happened? Were you like, damn, this is over? Because you didn't have your first real contract. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like. Talk a little bit about that if you can.
Nah, I knew it wasn't over. That was my first injury ever. Like I've never been injured.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Damn.
Ever.
High school, college,
anything.
played every game.
Never been injured. So I knew I would be fine. But like the first thing, like after my injury was over, like I told Pete and like John, which is our head coach and our GM.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, I'm gonna be even better. Like coming back, like I'm gonna be fine. Like, I'm gonna be better. Like, and it was a pretty bad injury, you know. So
yeah.
But right away, man, I was just like, I was already thinking about, you know, if I'm being honest with myself and with y'all, like right away I was like, man, all this hard work I just put in, like, because it happened in the preseason, like all this hard work I just put in over the summer, like to get hurt right now is ridiculous. Like, I was pretty pissed about that. But right after that, like, I was just like, all right, like, get the surgery, let's get going. Like, I'm gonna get back, yeah. But that injury ended up being like a blessing in disguise to me. Like, we ended up that injury ended up being like a blessing in disguise to me. Like, we ended up getting Dwayne Brown. We traded for him. And, bro, like, he changed our whole room, like, our whole offensive line room. Like, I've grown so much as a player just from watching him, from learning from him. Like, so now I'm going into free agency after this year. I feel like more a complete player, man. Like I said before, we didn't have any, like, vets in our room. So,
yeah.
Having him in our room, man, just kind of like elevated my game right away, bro. Like, and now I've been in with him 2 years now, so yeah, I feel like I'm ready to go out there and be a starting tackle again.
For sure.
When you got back from the injury, did you have to fight for your spot again, or did they kind of just let you right back in?
It's the way the NFL is set up, man. Like, some places are different, but when you got a guy like Dwayne Brown, he's perennial Pro Bowl guy. He's all pro. Making 10+ a year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's hard to kind of get your play
right
from
back
him.
home. Yeah.
But, you know, I said a testament to my hard work that they created a position for me to play. Like, they get away from me on the field, you know. So I think, you know, that says something about how they feel or
they love
what they think about me, you know, as a player. So I'm playing out of position, like a tight end, and doing different things. You know, I'm running routes.
Eligible.
Like at 325 pounds, I'm running like boats, running seam routes, man. Like, but yeah, man, it just says, you know, that they believe me as a player. So yeah, so I'm not playing as much as tackle, but I'm still on the field. So
tell us about that catch you had that one time. What made you fall down?
One for one.
Everybody lows.
Bro, I ain't gonna make no excuses, but this ain't an excuse, bro. My quad wasn't ready to play, man. Like, I was, you know, bro, even funnier story than me falling. I fell twice that night. Right after that game, we went bowling, and this is how I knew my knee wasn't strong, it's like that strong yet.
Yeah.
I went to go bowl, and I planted on my right leg, and like I fell like down the aisle, bro. Like, yeah, that was in the same night, like a couple hours after that game.
I bet that stuck around the locker room
Yeah.
for weeks.
Hey, man, that stuff was crazy.
To this day.
Speaking about the locker room, like what kind of bond does Seattle have like in the locker room? Because I know they seem like a pretty bonded team.
Yeah, it's real good bond going on, especially right now, man. Like it's a lot of guys that just kind of brought into the system, brought into what we're trying to do there. We got a lot of new guys, and we don't even have to. I feel like we don't even have to say anything like, "Hey, that's what we do here. We play hard.
Yeah.
We play smart." Blah blah. They see it, Like they like, okay, this is what they do here. Like we don't have to say anything. They just see how we work. So they fit in right away. And it's fun, man. You got guys like Russell and Bobby and guys like that on our locker room, So
Would you say the vibes in the locker room a lot better now that like you guys kind of are on the up and up? I mean, you're one of the best teams in
a
NFC
lot
right
better
now.
now. Meaning is what?
Like say you guys are going through a hard time, something like that. You won like lost three in a row, something like that. Is there tension in the locker room, stuff like that, or is it usually just kind of whatever,
No.
all just here to work?
Nah, I would say this. It's different. Now you don't have LOB as much. Like you don't have like Sherm and Cam and Earl and all those guys. Those are huge locker room presence. Like those are
Leaders, man.
those
Leaders,
are
captains,
leaders,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So now you are. Russ was the captain, but he's a leader. Bobby's a leader. But now it's more like shifted to their team. You have like the offensive leader in Russell, you have the defensive leader in Bobby, and we gather around those guys, and they picked up the slack. So it's definitely different.
Playing in Seattle, everybody knows Marshawn Lynch. He still come around the facilities and mess with you guys and stuff like that.
Nah, he ain't been around in a minute.
For real?
Yeah, he ain't been around in a minute, man. But he's a real cool dude.
For sure.
Real cool dude, man. He run Oakland for sure.
I believe it. I believe it.
No one's questioning that. Yeah, no.
He run Oakland for sure. Bro, I got a crazy Marshawn story.
Go ahead, tell us.
If you can.
Yeah, I can tell you this one, bro. It's funny. So we playing Raiders my rookie year, and we're at this 5-star hotel, like 5-star hotel downtown Oakland, and it's like one of my guys on the team's like, yo, Marshawn about to come through. We're like, all right, back, cool, whatever, chill right here. I want to meet him, you know what I mean? So my guy rolls in on a beach cruiser, like him and his cousin rolled in on a beach cruiser, bro. In the lobby of the hotel, 5-star hotel, and like the people at the front desk like, oh hey Marshawn, like he riding around the lobby in the beach cruiser, bro. Like I was like, yo, he really run Oakland, bro, like for real. Yeah.
Growing up, something about you growing up.
I grew up there I grew up in Cincinnati, Lincoln Heights, Ohio.
Yeah.
I was there from like, as a kid to like a baby to like 14 years old, something like that. Then I moved here, but that was a culture shock for sure, man. Like I used to come up here and visit all the time from Cincinnati, visit my dad, brothers, and them. But from like moving from the city, like to
Bowling Green.
not Bowling Green, bro. I moved to like from city to like Smith Grove.
Damn, that ain't shit.
You started out at Warren East, didn't you? You went to Warren East before Central. That's right.
I started off at Warren East.
And the cable guy actually who came and saw the internet, he was talking about you, saying he played football with you. I can't remember his name,
Really?
man, but I think he probably watching this. Yeah, he played football with you at East.
Really, man, yeah. That's probably mean to me, man. That was mean people at East, bro. They was calling me some mean. No, they was calling me some. They was so mad I left Warren East, man. But
Went to Central. The fuck is.
What was that process like? Like what influenced
why did I leave?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell
Yeah.
that anytime, bro. I was like, I felt like I was a pretty good basketball player, like 8th grade. Like 7th grade, I was all right. 8th grade, I was pretty good. I was not starting as an 8th grader. Like I was barely playing as an 8th grader, bro.
Yeah.
But I was playing freshman JV and varsity.
Damn.
Yeah, bro. It didn't make any sense. So my dad was like, yo, like, yeah, you want to go to another school? I was like, Central? I want to go to Central. I want to go to Central.
Did you have friends there already before? Or?
Yeah, my guy Shank was at Central, man. I had already played like AAU with him like 7th, 8th grade. And I was like, I want to go to Central.
Chemistry,
man.
yeah.
But my guy was at East. Like my guy Mark Biggs was at East, and I was like, I want to play with Mark too. Like, I was like, Mark, man, they don't want to. I can't even start 8th grade basketball, bro. I want to know how I can stay here, bro. Like, but yeah, I end up leaving and going to Warren Central, man. It's the best decision I ever made in my life, bro. Like that place changed me, bro. It made me like I was a hard worker, but it made me even work even harder. Like that's how like that. School, like people there instilled something in me, bro. Like to this day.
You think Coach Riley had a big influence on you?
Yes, to
That-
this day, yes.
That's the
I
guy.
talk to him a lot.
You got any stories from Coach Riley? I heard something about kicking a box against
Oh.
during the halftime or something.
Yeah, man. So, you remember the water park lick?
Yes, I remember the water park.
Remember water park lick?
Yes.
Bro, all right. So we
Shake
playing.
started it.
Yeah, me and Shane, Mongoose boys, man. Mongoose boys today
I
we
remember
died.
Mongoose boys too. Yeah.
But yeah, man, we was playing somebody, and we should have been winning. It wasn't Bowling Green. I know it wasn't Bowling Green. We was playing somebody. We should have been blowing them out, but we was barely beating them, or we was losing, one of the two. And then Coach Riley comes in the locker room. We had just got these brand new LeBrons, bro. I'll never forget the LeBrons, bro. You remember the ones they was solid, but they had this like little white material at the bottom. It was weird, man. But we had just got those, and all the boxes were like spread out in front of on the floor.
Yeah.
And he came in the locker room. He's like, "You guys think y'all so tough? You think you're so tough, don't you?" Huh? He said, he was like, you're a bunch of softies. He said, you're not even. You think you guys are gang? Talking about water park click, bro. Hey, then he start kicking his box, bro. Like this box was going everywhere, bro. It hit every wall in the locker room, bro. Like it was hilarious, man. Like, but yeah, bro, it was that's my favorite rally story. I just told him about that in Atlanta. He came to Atlanta game. My game in Atlanta. I just talked about that.
Would you say he helped your work ethic as well? Coach
Yes,
Riley?
bro. Like he told me one day, he was like, "You're gonna be real good. You're gonna be a really good player. Like whatever you do, like."
Mm-hmm.
But it's like cologne. Like you just smell it, bro. Don't really like give into it. But you know what I mean. Just take that and just you know what I mean. Keep working and whatever you want, it come your way. So I was like, man, all right, like. I just went with that, man.
Yeah.
Like every time I work, if I really work hard for something, it just happens, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I heard another funny story actually from Coach Q.
okay,
He was talking about how one game y'all were walking after a game or something. Y'all were on the bus and you just had a full body cramp or something.
in Louisville. Hey, you remember that? The full body cramp, man. We was just played in Louisville. We had just played the King of Bluegrass. Was the King of Bluegrass? Was it King of the Bluegrass? I was going dummy in that tournament, whatever it was. Nah, I was in Louisville. I remember being in Louisville because I think I averaged like 30-something a game. Like, I was going stupid in that tournament. Might have been King of Bluegrass, bro, but I was going stupid. Like, we had just finished the last game, and we get on the bus, and, bro, like, I had already been cramping a little bit, and I was like, all right, whatever. Like, I dozed off for 2 seconds, bro, and a whole full body cramp, like full body, like locked up, like couldn't even move. Like I was like, like hands,
Worst pain ever.
worst pain ever, bro. Like they rolled me off the bus, and I went to like a White Castle's. I remember that, and I was eating like salt and like drinking water,
Sodium going.
every remedy they could think of. I was doing.
Kind of rewinding back to
Shout out to Q for that, man.
right, going back to the high school days. You and Shane were a huge rival.
Yeah,
During college, he went to Louisville, you went to Western.
right.
That rivalry, do you think it kind of like
Continued, yeah, for sure.
and did it spark your like work ethic because kind of he's in a bigger school and they won the NCAA, so was it kind of like a damn like I was just playing against them and you dominated them sometimes most of the time in high school, so like I could have been there. Was that something that crossed your mind?
Nah, man, I made my choice. I made my decision, man. I could have went to a power 5 school. I could have went to a power team.
You
know what
just-
I mean? It was just
You wanna stay local?
I felt like it was the best decision for me to stay here. At the time, and I wouldn't say it's the best decision for me to stay here. I think at the time it was I have been around a lot of my family here. You know what I mean? I didn't get to spend that much time with them.
It was the easiest transition.
It was the easiest. It was really good, really easy transition for me, man. I didn't really want to go like to Michigan or somewhere else, man. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm just gonna stay here.
And I know you support BG a lot. Like you really support the
I love it,
community
man.
here. Even like the podcast, man. You came on here, spent your time here.
Yeah.
But kind of talk about that. Why you support BG so much? And I see you wearing one of your buddy's clothing brands too. If you want to give a shout out to that.
Hey, man, can't relate. My guy, bro. My guy in New York. He played at Western with me. My guy, Khalil McDonald. That's his brand. So y'all check that out. But yeah, man, I support Bowling Green, man. It's just a great place, man. It's a great place. I love this place, man. It's just really good people. Great place to raise a family.
And I credit Bowling Green for kind of like saving my life, bro. I mean, before I ain't gonna say I was going down a dark path or anything like that, but I wasn't worried about sports.
Yeah.
Moving here kind of changed my mind towards sports and different things like that, and that made me better. So I love Bowling Green to this day, man. I love to come back here any chance I get.
I was at your house the other day, and you said you've been looking forward to this bye week just to come home.
Just come home, bro.
Just relax.
Yeah, man. Be with my boys, like you know what I mean. Like it's just like a, and you can attest to this, man. Like when I come home, like I make like first couple phone calls to my boys. Like I go to the same place, bro.
Right away.
I'm at Shogun. You can always if I'm in town, you can catch me at Shogun.
Every time we
first
went to
day.
eat, it's been a Shogun.
Yeah,
I
first
can
day.
vouch for that.
You can catch
He put me on the spicy rice.
Hey, spicy rice and Shogun. You get a chance, try it.
So even after everybody wants to live the fame, the NFL life. You still say the life here is better. Do you feel? I watched one of the Seahawks interviews. I think it was a couple of years ago, and you kind of said you hate that you don't let people treat you like something special here.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, but they do. How does that feel coming back to Bowling Green? You come back to Western games, and people get autographs, this and that, pictures. How does that transition with you?
I love it, man. You do that. I'll try not to turn out too much of anything, because at some point, one day, like nobody gonna want my picture, nobody gonna want my autograph, bro. They
Gotta live it while you can.
Yeah, bro. Like for sure, man. But you never know, man, what you spark in somebody else, man. You never know, like I can think of like a couple of small like instances where like somebody sparked something in me, like who I looked up to, like Corey Brewer. He don't even probably know that, but like Corey Brewer, like I remember seeing him as a kid, and then like a couple of years later, I played against him.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like a couple of years later, he came to pick up. Probably don't remember me, but at that point in time, I was like, man, that's Corey Brewer. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like at this point, he was like playing at Florida or something like that. But yeah, man, I just try to do that, man. Like even with my camps or things I do in the community, man, I just want to kind of spark something in some kids, man. Just show them like a place out of Bowling Green, like you can make it out of here, bro. You can do what you want to do. Like it doesn't matter. Like even as like a high schooler, like I felt like I was one of the best high school basketball players in the country, and it took me like to my senior year of high school to get recognized as the top 150 player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I felt like I was always better than a lot of different players. You know what I mean? So, I just want people to know they can do it, man, from anywhere.
You brought up you just said something about your camp. What brought that idea? And that's something I like a lot because it was free to anybody.
Right.
You did basketball and football. Where'd you get the idea from? And is there going to be another one and stuff like that?
Yeah. So the idea came from, first off, I wanted to do a camp. It was initially going to be a 3-day camp.
Yeah.
It's going to be football, boys basketball, and girls basketball.
Yeah.
The girls basketball got cut out and couldn't get anything done for that. But yeah, man, the reason I wanted to do it, man, it was just like I said, bro. Like it was, I don't think it's ever been done. Like from someone who made us to the next level.
Yeah.
Can tell kids what it takes to get to the next level. You really preach that too. And sometimes it takes somebody like me to come back and like, hey man, like this is what you need to do. Like you need to stop playing around. You know what I'm saying? Like especially with older kids, like, you need to stop playing around and like really focus on this if you want to do it. It takes somebody like me to tell you that than your parents or your brother or you know what I'm saying? Like it takes that sometimes. So
For sure.
I wanted to do that. I wanted to be that person. And as far as it being free, man, it's too many people around this neighborhood and it's too many people in this community who can afford to, help these kids. You know what I'm saying? And if it takes me to come back and be like, hey, like, let's help these kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's give them a free camp. Let's give them free Spalding basketballs. Let's give them free, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to charge you anything. You know what I mean? I want you to just come and just enjoy yourself and just learn something at some point. Just
Get
even if
inspired.
Yeah. And I try to bring, like, to the camp, I try to bring people who understood the game, who played the game at a high level, either in college or professional. So I had a good staff there. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I will be doing it again, yes.
When's the next one? Go ahead. Or
I
you
haven't
don't know
decided a date, but we will for sure have a football camp this year.
This year?
yet. Or next year.
Or next year.
2020 or
2020 will be
Okay.
next year.
Yeah.
Next summer will be it will be a football camp, and I got a surprise for the city. That
Okay.
I can't.
Can't reveal?
Marshawn Lynch is
Just know
coming.
there's a surprise.
And it's not a football camp. It's something else.
Okay.
It's a surprise
Yeah.
for the city.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
man.
It's gonna be. If it goes how I wanted to go, it's gonna be lit.
It's gonna be huge.
It's gonna turn the city up for sure.
It means a lot, man. Pushing your time and energy into the city because, I mean, on the other side, you don't know anybody, anything here.
Yeah. No.
But it's pretty interesting that you do it. Transitioning back to the NFL, what's some experiences that kind of like are experiences? It may not be on the field, but stuff you see back and you're like, damn, I'm gonna remember this for a lifetime.
I got a lot of those. I got a lot of those, man. I got a lot of those where I just felt like I'm in certain rooms or around certain people, and I'm just like, man, like this is crazy. Like I'm having these conversations with somebody, and they looking at me like it's George Fan. I'm like, man, it's you. Like what?
What's
But-
most memorable?
The first time me and Pete like sat down and had a talk. Like, and I was like a big Pete Carroll fan growing up. Like, I didn't really like football, but I like Pete Carroll. Like,
Yeah.
I always like Pete Carroll. That was a big one.
You meet any
with-
NBA players while you're
Yeah.
there?
Well, I knew a lot of my guys would play in the league, so I when I run into them, like they're just like, "Man, you playing ball now?" Like, yeah, like you playing football. But yeah, Pete Carroll was a big one, and then Bryson Tiller was a big one for me. I got to meet Bryson Tiller through my cousin.
Yeah.
And he was just so chill. He was so cool, bro. And then he was just a real cool person to be around, bro. And I thought I was a big fan of him, you know, right away. So
Being from Kentucky too.
being from Kentucky, and he reps Kentucky,
Yeah,
like,
hard.
tough.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and I do too. So just meeting him and getting a kick with him was real cool.
How's the Seattle fan base different from the Bowling Green fan base? Because
Crazy.
like, really,
I've heard like with the Sounders.
because I feel like
It's,
like even the soccer team, like I
12th
watch a lot of
man.
soccer
Yeah.
teams.
It's the 12th
And-
man.
Oh yeah, the Sounders. Yeah, shout out to the Sounders, man.
They just won, yeah.
Yeah.
And is it a whole
Nice
different
up.
vibe? Like wherever
Scars up.
you have, like when you go to Atlanta, you played in Atlanta. Do those fans travel a lot, or does it kind of come with you?
We have more fans in Atlanta than they did.
God,
For real?
They the 12th man, bro.
Right? The 12th man is real, bro.
That's in the NFL. That's
crazy.
Hey, the 12th man is real. Any game you come to, there's gonna be a couple thousand 12s in there.
That's
For
crazy.
sure. Any game. You're gonna notice 12s in there for sure.
Do you feel the same connection
Even
with the
in
Seattle
London.
community as you do with Bowling Green, or?
Yeah, man. Seattle's my second home right now, man, for sure. Like, it's some really cool people there, man. Like, people that kind of just took me under their wing. That's not even involved in sports, bro. Like, just business people, just good people in the community. And I really enjoy it there, man. There's some good people there.
What was it like moving to Seattle? Was it a big difference or was
Huge
it like
difference.
go ahead and
Traffic,
elaborate.
bro.
Hey,
Traffic.
That come up every episode.
man, you ever been on a bypass at 4 p.m., man? Shit.
he thinks traffic in Bowling
He
Green
thinks Scottsdale Road's
he
traffic.
thinks
Man,
it's bad.
It's not bad. I've been to LA, like LA traffic bad, but
It's traffic in Seattle worse than LA.
really?
They got small roads or something?
No, like 4 lanes. Standstill.
How do you travel to games? You drive to games or?
I drive to games, yeah.
What's the
You
day?
mean like to our games?
Home games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I drive, yeah.
Yeah.
What's the
Yeah.
day of a game? Like what do you do pregame? What you know what I mean? Like
Man, so yeah, it depends on the game. So if you have an early game, like a 1 o'clock game, wake up like 6:30, 7 o'clock usually, just adrenaline already pumping. I get a big breakfast, bro. Like I eat a big breakfast, and then I just kind of get a nice little stretch in, head to the stadium. I'll start my meditation, just kind of get in the hot tub, meditate, just visualize what's going on. Well, I kind of put the scenario in my head before the game. Then I warm it up and then get out there, man, ready to go.
and a day in like other than the games, like how many times do y'all practice? How does that go? Because like a lot of people see you on Sundays, but they don't realize the work ethic you do. Because everybody says it's easy
Practice
to be.
is easy.
Really?
Practice and games are easy, bro. It's the meetings.
Meetings.
It's not easy for you.
It's like you in class.
Bro, it's worse than class. Like, can you imagine you in the room for like 2.5, 3 hours straight, like just going over plays, bro, concepts. Like you might go over this one play like 5 different ways, like 5 different ways that it might happen, like 5 different looks, that 5 different fronts, a couple different audibles that he might do here, like you know what I'm saying, like the snap count he might do here, like it's crazy, like just the way like. And it's hard for me because I play like tight end sometimes, or I play different positions, so I have to listen to the whole play call. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
just where I'm lining up at, where I'm blocking, what I'm doing. Like, if I'm and the play calls are crazy, bro. Like, I can probably give you an example of one. Like, I give a fake one. Gun deuce left, nickel 26 power
Hell nah.
alert
That's
30
a lot of
39.
That's more than Madden.
Do you take these things and study them? Like,
Bro.
you go home and study this shit? Like,
Yeah, you gotta study it, man. But once you like start studying it so much, you kind of get it. Like, you get the concept of the play, and then they just tweak it here and there. And then you kind of like got to get those tweaks in. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's tough, man.
What about media and stuff like that? Not social media, but like news reporters, stuff like that. Do you have any like interviews and stuff like that you do often, or?
Yeah. So the media is open to you. You are open to the media an hour a day. So they can come in the locker room before practice and they can ask you anything you want. And you're required to give an answer, or not required to give an answer, but you're required to talk to the media an hour a day.
You're getting dumb questions.
Yeah, man. They ask
Like,
stupid,
stupid shit.
Man, yeah.
can you just say, I don't want to talk? Like, can you just keep
Like,
repeating it?
I can just be like, next question. Like, that's a
Yeah.
dumb question. Like, next question. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's you have to acknowledge the question. You have to. Like, but that's why you see like LeBron and them be like,
That one. Westbrook got a whole meme off of that, bro.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
like, bro, what do you like? They really say stupid shit like that, bro.
Do you have like a favorite reporter that asks actually good questions, or
I
is
got a
it like
couple reporters I like out there.
yeah?
Yeah.
What do you? What are your plans going on in the future? Like, what are you planning outside of football? What do you have going on?
That's fine. You can.
So I got some stuff that I want to do here in Bowling Green.
You can't talk much about
really
it.
talk
You can't
about
elaborate
it right
anything.
now.
What about outside of bowling? I mean, I know you got free agents coming up, stuff like that.
Yeah,
You got
free
stuff to
agents coming
look
up.
forward to, but nothing else. Just trying to vibe through it.
Yeah. I'm gonna get through this. I'm gonna get through. You know, I'm gonna try to play 10 plus in a year in the league, and then like I said, I got a couple of different things here that I want to do.
For the community.
But you'll see. You'll definitely see.
I think y'all got playoffs unlocked this year.
Yeah. What'd you say?
Y'all got playoffs unlocked this year.
Oh yeah, man.
locked
Hey,
in.
man. We on our way to the Super Bowl.
Hey, y'all just beat us Monday night, bro. I'm a little salty
Hey,
on
he's
that
a
one.
49ers fan.
Yeah.
Y'all let me sit next to bro the whole time.
You see the red hoodie?
Whole time he a
Oh, man.
49ers fan,
Snatch
bro.
him up
Hey,
on camera
somebody
real quick.
edit this dude up out of here, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm a Seattle fan only because of
Because of him.
No, because like I look around, like I support a team that is
Yeah.
from Bowling Green. Like whoever's from Bowling Green, that's what I
Yeah.
support.
I mean, yeah.
And that's kind of the
I always got your back, but when y'all
I
playing,
appreciate
I'm
that,
cheering for
bro.
you, bro. Nobody else though.
Yeah, man.
You speaking of Russ, you mentioned him earlier. Have you learned a lot from him, or what's the best thing you've learned from Russ?
Kind of been in the moment.
Being in a moment.
Yeah, just stay in the moment. Like he doesn't like. Well, the funny thing about Russ is like he doesn't like he doesn't let the moment dictate like him. Like he doesn't let how big the moment is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if it's the biggest moment, like he's the same Russ. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Calm
Like
and collected?
Yeah,
Because
very
he
calm
threw a
and collected.
pick. Was it fourth quarter overtime against 49ers?
Yeah.
Like nothing changed.
Same
Overtime,
him.
Drove
Same
down the
Russ,
field
man.
and y'all could game winning field goal.
It's part of the game.
Same Russ, yeah,
He is
man.
dope.
That's
That's
him,
really
bro.
dope.
Like he's like that. He's never too high, never too low. Like he's just gonna go out there and trust his process, and he's gonna go out there and be him.
I kind of remember what I was gonna ask. So there's this big thing. I'm a big soccer fan, of course, but
Always talking.
yeah, but there's a big picture that got leaked out of the locker room of a soccer team, and it was listed all these fines. Like it was like $2,500 for each minute you're late for the team meetings. Is that
Stuff
the
like
same
that.
in the
Yeah,
NFL?
yeah,
Because
yeah,
like,
yeah.
damn, like you miss one thing because of traffic and your whole paycheck gone. You're
Bro,
in the
I'm on the
negatives.
curb driving down. I don't care.
Bro, we got all kind of fine. Every room has its own fine like system, and different things are different fines. Like I say they show your picture too much in the meeting, like in the team meeting. That's probably like a $1,500 fine. Like
What?
yeah, some stuff is different than others. Like some stuff is like $50. Some stuff is $2,000. Like you know what I'm saying, like if a rookie don't have my food on the plane, yeah, we getting after you, bro. Like
What's
He's gonna get fined.
yes.
That's
What's
crazy.
some rookie hazing that you received when you was a rookie?
Man, I didn't have it that bad. I didn't have it
real?
that bad. Yeah, it was. I just had to get food for the away flights, and then I had to buy all my tackles, Uggs, like little Ugg shoes.
I seen you rocking those the other day. Some black
Yeah,
ones. I
them
think.
my vibes, bro. I always
Okay,
in Uggs.
okay.
But the rookie dinner is usually like every rookie's like big
Yeah.
issue. Like yeah,
Some teams like shade rookies' heads and stuff. Like Denver does that. But yeah, the rookie dinner, man, might run you. It might run you $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, $30,000.
Damn. What the hell they eat?
I don't care how much you getting paid. That's a lot.
I might go in there and be like, hey, let me get 2 of the most expensive steaks you got. Let me get 3 bottles of Ace of Spade. Let me get 2 bottles of Don Julio. Let me get the most expensive side you have.
If I was a rookie, I'd just
I
walk
got
out.
cigars. Let me get those too. Like, yeah,
For the hell of it.
yeah, man.
Yeah, just run the tab up.
Run the tab up on them, bro.
That's crazy.
Do y'all have any crazy team experiences where you go out and kind of just? Because I know like my who was it? The Cavs when they won the title where you see JR with the damn without
No
a
shirt
shirt
for 3 days
for
straight.
like 3 days. Was there any
or
crazy?
anything like
We win a Super Bowl this year. You gonna see?
that.
For
George
sure.
Fed, bro.
I'm gonna be a headline, and it's in Miami. I would be a headline. Knock on wood, not a bad headline.
Nah,
It's always gonna be good on the positive.
So at the end we're gonna do a timeless 10. So what it is, man, is we ask the guests 10 questions, same questions, and just quick responses. So
All right.
No, nothing too deep, bro. Nothing too deep, bro.
All right, bet.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
hit it down, the whole thing.
Yeah,
Come
the
on,
whole
the
thing.
whole thing. Come
Oh,
on,
triple.
man.
49ers
Whole
fans
thing.
week. 49ers fans.
There it is.
Oh, okay.
Oh, my mustache. All right.
He can't even read now.
Chest.
First question: if you had to work but didn't need the money, what would you choose to do?
Be a recruiter, college recruiter.
College recruiter.
If you could disinvent one thing, what would it be?
If I can do it,
Disinvent, like one invention you
Disinvent.
could just erase from existence.
Popeye chicken sandwich.
That's it.
Get that shit out of here, bro.
You don't like it?
Okay.
You not rocking with it?
I'm tired of seeing it, bro.
See, I had it the other night, bro.
It's decent.
It's
like,
okay. It's a
alright.
sandwich, man.
I'll fuck with
Bro,
it.
you see videos online, people fighting people for the damn
You know what I'm
sandwich. It's not
saying?
that
I'll fuck
deep.
with it. It's
Got
not
us
that
looking
deep.
bad out here over
Yeah,
chicken,
that
bro.
is
Like,
true,
get
that
it
is
out, get up out of here, bro.
Alright.
True.
If you could be one person, dead or alive, who would it be?
Barack Obama,
That's
which
different
I was in the same building as him. He came to my game, but I didn't get to meet him.
All right, one side question. Y'all in the Super Bowl, y'all going to the White House? Were you going to the White House?
No,
My dude.
No.
All right, if you had all the money in the world, what would you buy? First thing you'd buy?
first thing I would buy,
Yeah.
a house.
Is it like a fat crib or like?
Nah, man, this is a nice little 5-bedroom crib.
All right, practical. I like it. If you had one piece of advice for the younger generation, what would it be?
Work as hard as you want to go.
Who inspired you the most growing up?
Who inspired me the most growing up? Probably my mom. Yeah, my mom.
With that van on that field.
She came through
Hey.
swooping in.
That was my first car, that minivan. You remember that? You remember the minivan, bro?
Mini.
Who's your favorite artist right now?
Drake.
Drake.
Young
100%. You would move off
Drake.
stage?
Young Drizzy. Man, he was at a wrong event.
Yeah,
Y'all know he
bro.
shouldn't even
Wrong
been
crowd.
there.
Wrong crowd.
Yeah, no,
Like,
those
come
people,
on, bro.
they capping. 100%. If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
It would be the power to teleport.
Teleport. Between BG and Seattle?
Universes.
Anywhere you want to go?
Yeah.
Teleport universes. Would it be teleport?
I mean, yeah.
Practical, yeah.
Teleport,
Nice.
yeah, it would be teleport.
That would be nice.
Teleport would be dope.
Yeah.
Last one. What's one thing you can't live without? A material item. Can't be something you would bring with you if you had, like, say you got to go somewhere for a week. What's one thing you're bringing? Absolutely bringing.
Toothbrush.
Toothbrush? That's the most common thing. Everybody
Hey,
care about
that's
the teeth,
hygiene, bro.
But it's
Hygiene.
important, man.
But if you don't want me to use that, all right. One thing
No,
I'm
you
bringing,
can
one
use
thing
that.
I'm bringing for sure is my iPad.
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 All right,
Gotta
man.
have my iPad.
And
Wrap it up.
you wanted to say something?
One more thing. Not dealing with you, no offense, is with your brother Trey. My man Bubbles. Shout out to you, bro. I think I've known him longer than you.
You know, he just dropped me off here. That's who dropped me off.
You should have had him come up for real.
Young
That's
Bubbles.
my boy, bro.
Can you tell me the bubble stories, bro?
I can't tell you. You can tell the
your brother,
Bubble
bro.
stories.
No, Jordan told me the bubble stories. I ain't never believe it.
It was from what I know. is.
Was you there?
I wasn't there. Jordan told me.
Oh, so you know the
So
Jordan story
I don't know
too.
the story. I just call him
All right,
bubbles.
bro. I'm gonna let this fight. I'm gonna let that hoe. We ain't gonna talk about the bubble.
But yeah, that's my
story,
boy
bro.
for sure, Trey, bro. We played ball together growing up.
Yeah.
For sure.
And the final thing we're gonna do is, like everybody else, every guest, we're gonna break a clock and then write a quote down and sign it. What's the quote gonna be, if you know?
If you know.
Can we do a Bible verse?
Anything you want,
anything
man.
you want, bro.
Anything
Oh
you want.
yeah.
Anything you want.
Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
And safety glasses. We don't want to see
Yeah,
Seahawks.
we
have.
moving
Yeah.
up in the world.
Yeah, we got
No
you some
lawsuits over
safety
here.
glasses.
After Spence went the
Yeah.
fuck out of it. Get the clock down there.
That
Yeah, just don't hit
Coach,
too
I
hard.
got you. John. Everybody.
Where's the hammer?
Right here.
where the hammer at?
Where's the hammer at?
John Thomas.
We gonna move the mic out the way.
Nah, I'm gonna break that too.
Just watch your hand, cause that glass is gonna shatter. Oh shit!
Here it goes.
Hey,
Hey.
we good. It's
Let's
time.
get it.
Perfect. All right, man. Thank y'all for watching so much. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right, peace.
Any last words from George?
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.